Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be checking out episode 1169 of One Piece, The Legend Lurking in Elbaf, The Identity of the Mountain Eater. Which this is actually a character that's been teased for quite a lot of chapters. He appears in one of the cover arts of one of the chapters quite a long time ago, and until Elbaf, we didn't get the reveal of who this was. So I'm really excited to see it in the anime and how they adapt it, and just how he's portrayed on screen with his voice actor and everything. But other than that, I don't waste too much more time and we'll hop right into this episode. I do apologize for being slightly late. I had to do my family brunch before I recorded today instead of after. But yeah, if you are new to my channel, this is more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me to follow along. I'll just give us a countdown and we can get right into this episode. Timer, 3, 2, 1, start. Alright, let's get right into this episode. I am yeah, very excited. Although I'm going to be saying that every single week forever. I am excited to get back into the anime, though I absolutely adored last week's Heroines episode. I pray that that little Perona tease at the end means that in the future we will get more of those stories adapted. I do personally own both of the manga volumes for that, and I quite enjoy those stories. They're nothing crazy, but just simple little cute stories. I think they work really well, especially with being adapted that well. Speaking of light novels and stuff, I think I talked about that I got this the light novel version of the Ace story. That's volume 1, but I finally had volume 2 arrive in the mail. Um so I'm super excited to read through that. I have read um the manga version, but I've never actually read the light novel before, so I'm excited to get into that. I'm also, other than the actual manga itself, I just need to pick up um the light novels that haven't been translated, like the Second Law novel, um and there's a couple other that haven't been translated, but for the most part I've started to collect a lot of the secondary manga content because as much as I would love to have every single chapter of the manga physically, it is a lot and costs a ton of money, so I'm just buying some additional content that is technically usually harder to read online as well. Alright, waste any more time, get right into this episode. I don't think we'll get the fight, it's not very big, but I think that'll be next episode. Just looking for the treasure. I actually like seeing everyone just go around and explore. It's interesting. I forget if it's like that in the manga, but the castle looks so well maintained on the outside compared to the inside. Yeah, that would make the most sense. Unnecessary shot of him, but to be fair, I actually don't mind when the anime does that because it gets you more used to the characters and everything. I notice when talking to some manga readers sometimes I feel like they don't know half the fucking characters in the story. Tommy found. Oh, the carpet is what we're looking at. Oh, gonna be Luffy, big ass grin on his face. I forget if there is like a skeleton of the king in there or anything like that. Because I do believe the throne room is where like the conflict happened. Oh, this is where they entered from. Yeah, actually, with something that big, it would be almost impossible to tell what it is unless you had an aerial view. That's actually a good point. And I mean, Luffy can get up there himself. I'm surprised he didn't just jump up into there himself. But yes, this is the same type of circle that the elders teleport in on. The pentagram. Oh, I forgot Nami has a dialogue on it because we've seen that with Brooks' flashback. They were trying to summon a devil. I don't blame you. Yes, you have. Can you be smarter than Zoro? Ro could not remember what a Lunarian looked like. Can you remember what a circle looks like, Luffy? Oh, his voice. I think they revealed his voice a while ago, but getting to actually hear the voice actor in character is different. Not quite. I love the echoiness of his voice. What a fucking goober. Not quite. Oh, there's the axe! And that's one of the first true things of you can maybe, if you remember this weapon. Because the clothing that he was wearing that was teased in the cover art, it was, you're never able to actually tell who it was. I really love how they've been doing. And some of these moments are in the manga, but the way they've been doing the Straw Hat dynamics in these episodes, she's pissed with you now. What a fucking goober. Um, yeah, the Straw Hat dynamics have been really good. A lot of good scenes with Nami and other members as well. Bro's chilling. Oh, I think we saw that, but the purple and color on the coat is interesting. I feel like if I for a long time, I'm pretty sure it was drawn as the same color as the Golden Lion and Shiki stuff because that's one of the people that was suspected who he could be because of the like lined cloak and you couldn't tell the colors. Yeah, he is. Oh, so he's just going to check it out for now. I wonder how many people when they see this design, can even put it together who he is. Because he looks different from the last time you've seen him, but the glasses are still like the same. That's his girl. And actually makes so sense because they teased earlier about him having a human father. I love how happy Luffy is to meet him as well. He doesn't even know who he is. Definitely. Born bigger than ya. Batty. Is separate aging. Someone who he reminds you of, huh? When was the last time we heard this soundtrack? I'm also pretty sure this is the soundtrack that was in Jump Force. I think I heard it in Jump Force before I ever did hear it in One Piece. 10? Okay. Hybrid Lace. What's the second one? I can put together the other one. Like, I remember the other ones. I don't know. I forget what the second one is that he mentioned. Seem familiar at all? Nami Nami's reaction was so good. The way her voice actor said that was perfect. Oh, cutting the Sanji's diabolical. Bro's living his best life. Look at Jinbei's big ass grin on his face. Oh, what an incredibly strong guy. Oh, I forgot they got information as well. This is actually a moment I was waiting for quite a while since Wano introduced. Well, technically he was introduced before Wano, but like we met him properly for the first time. And a little bit of a spoiler, but he's one of the people who knows exactly what happened as well. Nami is pissed. He has an idea, but not beat his ass. Was Built a little bit different. That is a good question, because it is quite the power. This is far too much thinking for Luffy to consider. Oh, he's well aware. Let's see it. Oh, there we go. Yelling at Roger the same way. Because we do know Roger was often very headstrong and sometimes let his anger consume him. Because despite the, like, when we get actual, like, flashbacks with him, he seems a lot more nice. We do know that, like, he was just taking out pirate groups as well. Like, he wasn't an evil man, but he also was a pirate through and through. Are you seeing what Rayleigh saw him as well? Ooh! New eye catchers again! Oh, that's a good one! Getting pre-time skip, cute. Pre-time skip, Luffy and Usopp into the Elbaf. Usopp and Luffy is very cool. The left and right. I absolutely love this because Rayleigh has been a mirror for Zoro almost since he was introduced. There were so many things, especially post time skip, um, that put him similar. So I'm so glad having. What a shot! That grin on his face. Also, I do believe in the anime during the flashback in Wano, they um Mountain Eater. But yeah, I think they extended some of his scenes during the flashback during Wano. Even I think Rayleigh got a new scene where he like stopped Marco attacking him. That was a good chance. The amount of hearts coming off Nami right there. I feel that's also like I feel like a new effect. I don't think they've used that as like a Nami being super excited or happy before. Exploring is my hobby. Oh, there is chests down there, and they're all empty. Wait, is this the? I've only read through Elbaf one time. Um, Especially because I'm doing reactions. I didn't want to like get everything. But this is would this be the room where Loki got the devil fruit? Fair enough. There's the key. Ooh, the soundtrack. Definitely a new one. Ooh, that shot. 20 years. Got a wife and a kid. That also makes a lot of sense why um Shanks also is so connected to him as well. Rah! Oh, using like a flashback and cutting away all of the like shading and bringing it into the light. Pirate King's left arm. Gopper grabbing. If that's his OST, that goes hard as hell. That OST is fire. What a great episode. Definitely not like anything. It depends. For I think a lot of manga readers, this is honestly maybe a less exciting because we know all of this information. It's really cool getting to see him animated and everything. I imagine for anime onlys though, especially, this is gonna be a really fun one. I can't wait to see everyone's reactions to him because, like, so much of this is been teased previously or like we've seen him, but like I love how we sprinkled out members of the pirate crew, like like Roger's crew throughout the series. Like even meeting like Crocus at the lighthouse very early on, learning that like Buggy and Shanks are a part of the were a part of the crew, and this is a character I was definitely waiting to see animated, so I'm really excited. Um but yeah, this episode in itself, nothing absolutely crazy. I think next episode is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited to see this preview. I'm really intrigued to see how they adapt this like whole fight between Luffy and him, and exactly how um it's showcased in the anime. Because often fights now, especially with the increased like budget and time that they have, they are very interesting in the way they expand upon them and showcase fights. But I'm interested to know how much they gas them up. Looks pretty good so far. Oh yes, I think that's like right near the end that attack. I I always really love during the manga when he covers the key in hockey and attacks with it. It was a moment I just really enjoyed. And I remember there being some not controversy, but like some discussion around having a character like him almost give not it's hard to say give Luffy a run for his money because there is like a does kind of get schooled a little bit, but it's also it's gonna be an interesting one, and I'm just so excited to see how they portray um Luffy like throughout this arc. Especially with recent ongoings with the mangas, no spoilers here, but with how the most recent fight's been going, um and just how Luffy's been built up so much, honestly, post Wano, which makes so much sense because that's when he becomes an emperor of the sea. He took out Kaido and everything, so he's been on like kind of a fucking rampage. Even though we really couldn't get rid of the Gorosei, um, did we also didn't get defeated truly. Like we essentially made it out of there somewhat well. Um, and like all of our crew were okay. But like for the most part, like we've been on like a streak of just victories, fighting like admirals, Gorosei, like everything. Um, so Luffy is like top tier now, but like now that we're entering the final saga and we're meeting characters that haven't been introduced for this so long, or characters are coming back around to be more relevant, like Shanks is finally getting to do stuff. A lot of these characters that have been built up for so long are finally actually getting to play like more active roles in the story. And one of my favorite things about One Piece is people complain about it sometimes, but the power scaling generally I love because you meet Mihawk at like episode 24 or something stupid, and he has always been portrayed as that strong since then. And every top tier that you've ever met early in the series is still pretty much a top tier. Even characters that like get outclassed come back, and during like the time skip they train up, like Lucci for example. Even though he definitely wasn't Gear 5 Luffy level, the strength that he showed in Egghead compared to Enies Lobby, I really enjoyed because it not only allows strong characters to continue being strong, like characters like Garp and things like that, being a part of like the higher tier characters, but you can also have characters that were like Luffy's level at certain points in the series also grow up and like advance their strength and train and whatnot because we see that happen with Luffy, the crew. So it makes sense that the world outside of them is also constantly progressing. But then we also have characters like, for example, Gaben or like Emu or even Dragon, characters that Oda has purposely not been showing us their power. I think that's because they're almost on a level above it in some ways. Um, so I'm really, really excited to see how this is portrayed. Um, and then a lot of little bits of information and whatnot that are sprinkled through this episode I really enjoyed. Um, I want to go back and see this sequence in the manga, but I really like how they did this like giant 360 shot of the Calorie went on and panning out to like the mountain. And also it was a little bit more ahead, but when they reveal like who he is or that he's here or whatnot, I think it was I remember exactly where it was. But there was a shot of that conversation with him and Roger where they come like fully into frame and like lose all of their silhouettes and everything. Really great sequence. Overall, fantastic episode. I don't really have too much other thoughts going into the next episode. Super, super excited though. Like, um, this is one of those moments where it may not be like the most high stakes action sequence or anything, but this is one of the moments when I read it in the manga and I was flipping through these pages, I was like, I cannot wait to see this be in the anime and get adapted. So I will catch you guys next week for episode, what is it? 1170, I believe. Yep. That will be an absolute treat, and I will try and get that to you guys out a little bit earlier than this reaction. I kind of got delayed posting this one. But yeah, other than that, I'll catch you guys all later, and peace.